TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Of course, it's more talk about Quique Setien. Everybody right now connected with Barcelona is very, very excited. And quite frankly, this video today is a big clear message to all of those who believe that we're wrongly excited. Many people want Barcelona now under Setien to fail. Many people believe that Barcelona somehow would have been better off under Ernesto Valverde. And this video is to address those rival fans, those journalists, and those so-called experts on the TV that Barcelona fans under Quique Setien's leadership are absolutely right to be excited no matter what happens on Sunday. It's all coming up. Let's get into it. Because, like I say, in the Barcelona fan base now, the optimism is at an all-time high. The positivity is absolutely incredible. And I've been blown away by all of your excitement. And we're loving it. We're looking forward to our game at the weekend. And that's the way that it should be. But of course, people from afar, we're talking about rival fans, we're talking about journalists, talking about people who are not connected with Barcelona. Suddenly now, they're hoping that we fail. They're hoping there on the weekend that we don't beat Granada. They're hoping there that Quique Setien doesn't get things right immediately and that Barcelona fall down once again. But I'm here to say, this is a process. We are all behind Quique Setien. We are all behind Barcelona right now. And I think this week alone, we've actually heard more from rival fans with connection there to Barcelona, hearing more from them about wanting us to fail, than we've actually heard from them in the past 2 years. And I think that says everything. Rival fans now are starting to see Barcelona emerging again. They're starting to see here a sleeping giant in many ways, thinking, hang on a minute, Barcelona, they are doing things in the right way again. And people rightly are very, very concerned. Now look, this isn't directed at every single rival fan. I've got to make that absolutely clear. Some people here are not fans of Barcelona, but they still enjoy watching the videos, and they still actually right now are quite happy to see Barcelona back on the up again. Because quite frankly, when Real Madrid were really, really struggling, it was boring. We as Barcelona fans, we wanted competition, we thrived on competition, and quite frankly, people should be glad to see Barcelona on the up again. It's good for football. And I also want to talk about journalists. I want to talk here about so-called pundits. I want to talk about so-called experts who actually there have straight up disrespected Quique Setien. You know exactly who I'm talking about when I say somebody there was actually told about the appointment of Quique Setien, and this so-called expert, he turned around and said, I didn't even know who Quique Setien was. Now he thinks that's an insult to Quique Setien and the work that he's done right throughout his career so far. But actually, that says so much more about that person and their knowledge and their understanding. Because even if you followed La Liga just a tiny bit, you'd know who Setien was. You would know who he was, and you'd know the way that he worked. The fact that you don't know him, it says much, much more about your knowledge than it does about anybody else's. And I think there, you look at people who are hoping that we lose to Granada at the weekend, rival fans seem to be under some sort of illusion that if Barcelona don't get an amazing result on Sunday, then that's it. Suddenly then, Quique Setien would be a massive failure. And as I'm going to explain in this video, no matter what happens against Granada, this is a work in progress, like I say. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and I really do mean that. We've got to make it clear to everybody here, it's not just about one game. It's not just about coming in at the weekend and getting a win against Granada at the Camp Nou. That's not why we hired Quique Setien. We wanted Setien to come in and transform this entire team, not over one game, but over a long period of time. Sunday's game against Granada, that's the first hurdle. That's the first step on that path there to improving this team and actually rejuvenating the fan base. And it's by no means the be-all, end-all if we have to win that game. This is a journey. Some things will come quickly, some things will take time, and it's very, very important here that we all understand, Barcelona fans included here, that we've got to be patient with this team under a brand new leader. And I just want to talk here about the so-called journalists who seem to be under some sort of impression that I've seen this so many times, that Barcelona have traded in results for a style of play. They traded in results for performances. Basically they're insinuating that by sacking Ernesto Valverde, we've said goodbye to good results, and by hiring Quique Setien, we've welcomed good performances, but we won't be matching the results of Valverde. It's nonsense. It is absolute nonsense that you want to imply there that it's one or the other. You either get results, but that means your team doesn't play well, or you play well, but you don't get results. Guys, you can have both. Clearly here, you can do both. Often, good performance will lead to good results. It won't happen every time. It may not happen on Sunday. But eventually, playing good football, playing football in the right way will lead to good results. That's a fact. And to be honest, we don't even want to see guaranteed results. We don't even want to see a guarantee there that you can do both. All we want to see is Quique Setien coming in and trying to do both. That's all we're asking for. And I don't really like the fact here that people are making out as though under Valverde, everything was guaranteed. You know what? You're talking about Sunday's games. People saying, oh, well, now maybe Barcelona might lose to Granada without Valverde. Well, you know what? We already have this season. Away from home, remember every single away game, we went into it as Barcelona fans thinking, you know what, we might lose this. So what about those consistent results? What about all those results that Valverde apparently promised when every single away game it was in doubt for Barcelona? And let's just take a step back here and say, look, we want a coach to come in and respect the history and the traditions of our club. We want him to try to turn that into success. And like I say, a lot of us Barcelona fans have actually come under criticism from those outside the club who clearly do not understand what's been going on at Barcelona because we wanted Valverde sacked. And I just want to say here, I've lost count of the amount of times I've heard, I can't believe they sacked the coach who's top of the league. What are they doing? What do they expect? They're greedy. They want too much. They expect too much. How about no? Football is a form of entertainment. We are all obsessed with this team. We are all obsessed with this sport because it's a unique sport. It's the highs, it's the lows, it's the emotion. It's above all else enjoyment. You want to sit down, watch your team and enjoy them perform. And here at Barcelona, under Valverde, we hadn't been able to do that. People who didn't watch Barcelona every week, who want to talk about how we expected too much from Valverde, you haven't seen the games for 2.5 years. You haven't gone through what we've gone through. We had pure suffering for 2.5 years, and now we're out of that, and now we're happy. Give us a break. And people will say, was it really suffering under Valverde? Yeah, actually, it was. We may still seem as though we're a successful club, we've been a successful team, but we had two of the most humiliating defeats we'll ever have at this club in back-to-back seasons. So yeah, you know what? It was suffering. And better still, guys, people go on about results. We won't get results now under Quique Setien. It's not all about results. I keep saying that. I keep saying it's about the performances, and I truly do mean that. We all mean that. When we say that we want Barcelona to play well, that's what we want to see. Because if we weren't interested in the overall performance of our team, what's the point in watching the game? What's the point there in watching the full 90 minutes? Why don't you just at the end of the game maybe watch the highlights? If it's not about the performance, just watch the highlights and the goals at the end of the game. Or better still, if it's not anything about the performance, why even bother at all? Just at the end of the game, check the score on your phone. See if we won. If we won, great. It's all about results. No. Football is a game of entertainment, and it's about time here that people outside of Barcelona realise that's all we want. We're not asking for all of that much. Under Valverde, people didn't want to watch Barcelona. They didn't want to sit down and watch the football, and that hurts because Barcelona has never been about that, and it should never be about that. We want to be excited to watch our team. All we've wanted is to spend every single week, like we have this one, waiting for the next game, counting down the minutes, counting down the seconds, until we can finally see Barcelona in action again. And you look at this Sunday, what are we excited about? Barcelona playing Granada at the Camp Nou in La Liga. It's not even a big game, but we're loving it. We are so hyped for this game. Nobody's thinking about the Champions League. Nobody is thinking about trophies right now. All we're focusing on is that one game. We're not looking too far ahead. No matter what people tell us about our expectations or about failure if we don't get results. All we want is to be absolutely hyped to see our team go out there and play football in the way that Barcelona should be playing it. And I just want to say to you guys here, because many of you feel exactly the same way as I do, don't let anybody not inside the club, not outside the club, tell you how to support your team. Don't do it. Not even me. I'm not even here telling you how to feel, because everybody has their own opinions and their own story about how they came to love Barcelona. And it's only because I read all of the comments, and I really do, guys. I try and read every single comment that you guys put on the videos, and it's only because I read those that I know many of you you feel the same way as I do. We fell in love here with a team who played football differently to any other team that we'd ever seen. That's why we chose Barcelona. There's a reason there why Barcelona has the slogan of Més que un club. There's a reason why players who sign for Barcelona say it's a completely unique club. They had to learn football again when they signed for Barça. It's something you've never experienced before. You go to the Camp Nou and you can feel it. It's historic. It's unique. It's special. It's not about trophies. It is not about winning. We didn't just choose Barcelona because they were the best team. That's not how it works. And you know the funny thing? You know the incredibly ironic thing? Most of the people come at us Barcelona fans and they say, you know what? We want you to fail under Setien because you're glory hunters. You only care about the success. You only support Barcelona because they're the best team or they were the best team. Yet they're the same people that when we turn around and say, you know what? We don't care about wins. We don't care there about trophies. All we want is to see our team play well. Then that's not good enough for them. They don't like that. They're saying, well, that's stupid. You should be focused on the trophies. You should be focused on wins. Well, you can't have it both ways. Either we're glory hunters, we're all about the wins, we're all about the trophies, or actually we're not, which we aren't, and we care about the club and the performance. But people don't like that. People will not accept that. You cannot win against these idiots, and that's why I'm just saying, don't be guided by anyone. No matter what happens this Sunday, no matter what happens in the near future, we are excited for a reason, and that reason is damn well justified. Whatever happens against Granada, after years of suffering under Valverde, you can damn well guarantee we are going to enjoy this journey wherever it takes us, and we are going to do that together. And until next time, as always, Visca el Barça!